Of a cohort. We are here on another fine Monday night. Going to be doing some classic games. Playing a couple of old Atari ST favorites from my childhood that I remember growing up. Both of these are from a gaming company called FTL. And they are Sundog: The Frozen Legacy. That's what we're going to start with first. And here, partway through the stream, we'll change games and we will play some Dungeon Master. Actually, I think I'm going to do that and no, we're just going to go ahead and go that way. We'll start with Sundog and then we'll roll over into Dungeon Master. If we get going here too much, I'm going to go ahead and update the stream. Just to make sure that we got the right thing up there for it. So let's go ahead and roll right on over our Atari ST emulator here. We'll get to work. Sundog: The Frozen Legacy is the story of yourself, your character, and your uncle has basically left you a ship as a means of escaping servitude in some glass mines on a planet, and basically what your whole task is you need to fulfill his last contract, supplying a colony with all of the things that it needs, up to and including cryogenically frozen colonists themselves. And the unfortunate part is that he really didn't leave you any notes as to how to go about doing that. So, your character there, unfortunately, has really little in the way to go on other than the colony is somewhere on the planet that they start on. And you don't have a whole lot of credits to your name, but you do have some. And you've got a ship that is in need of repair. The Sundog, which you see they're kind of hiding behind this initial screen. Just going to go ahead and delete this game. Make a new one. So it's got a little bit of that buying and selling strategy as you might see in more modern versions of games such as Elite Dangerous, which also has its roots back when this game came out, looking like 1985. Apologies there for the headset adjustment. But then there's also the colonial aspect of it, a little bit of puzzling, problem solving, and a lot of note taking. Try and make things work. Just going to go ahead and build ourselves our character real quick. Self some luck. More charisma, more dexterity. Too much. Come on. Settle where I want you to. There we go. Bit of intelligence. And some strength. That will have to do it. So we're in the city of Drehu, planet John, system John. And that's where the colony is located, but it is not located in the capital city where we actually start. So we'll go ahead and we'll get in here. And we'll take a look at our ship. We are this little white person looking character here. We've got our ship. Got that is ship stores, yep. personal sidearm and a shield that we can equip, some hamburgers, some rapid heal syringes. Got a bunch of shunts, kind of a basic repair component there, but as we take a look around, our tactical display is missing one of these J-Junk modules, so I'm just going to go ahead and write that down. I've actually got a notebook sitting here with me. We're just going to take note of what all we need for the ship. I'm going to go ahead and look at a different component there. Our force shields are in good shape. Our pilotage, however, could use another J-Junk module. Make a note of that. A control node. And a scanner. Alright, we're up to 3 J-Junk modules. And a photon bridge. So one of the nice things about shunts is they can be used to replace just about any component, but it does not give you full functionality of that component. So they're kind of a useful emergency tool to have, in that they'll get something kinda sorta working. Okay, gonna need another photon bridge. Sublight engines are no problem there. The ship's guns, however, could use a couple cryo freezes. Gonna take the old photon bridge there and jam it into one of the other component parts. Alright, so you can look here, you got this little access corridor and this little compartment in the back that looks like it's got a pilot seat. This is kind of like an ATV that's attached to the ship that we can kind of drive around and go in search of things. And we got this little town. Actually going to go ahead and reconnect it back to the ship. But the cities all have commodities vendors and things in them, and kind of our purpose there is to see if there's anything stored for the captain of the Sundog, which is now us. So there'll be kind of like freebies there that we can use. Some of them are going to be things like the actual cryogenically frozen people that we need to deliver all these supplies and things for. Bring some burgers there with me for our journey. I'm not actually going to lift off with the ship at the moment, but as you can see, we've got 4 different towns that are on this place, other than the one that we're at. There are advanced equipments that we can purchase, like ground scanners and things of that sort, that will allow our ship to land at a facility that does not have a starport. But the first thing that we need to figure out is where on Earth is this colony, so that we know where we're delivering goods to. The cargo pod back there can carry 2 units of cargo, in addition to the things that we put inside it. But since we saw on this map that there is a town just to the southeast, we're going to see if we get really fortunate on that one, and that is the actual place that we need to go to. Go ahead and repair the ship. We're going to go off-roading. Alright, well, obviously we can't get to that particular spot just by crossing by there because we got, you know, all kinds of water in the way. So that's a problem. So what we'll do instead is we'll go out here to the east. Where that other town was. Maybe. Let's take a minute to sleep. Doing okay on rest, but let's go ahead and have ourselves a hamburger. Kind of a small town, but we got a commodities vendor there, so let's go and see if we got anything inside it. It's Oddberg, so it's not the name of the place. There's nothing stored there. Just looking to make sure there isn't another one already in town. I don't really think there is, so we'll go ahead and carry on with our adventure to try and find this colony. Again, we got to know where it's at. In order to, bring the supplies that we need there. So it's kind of this direction for the other town. Nope, suppose not. Doing there, bud. Oh, you need another hamburger. And a nap. Okay, there's Old Town. Let's see which one this one is. And maybe they got a bar or something that we can pick some food up at. Looks like they got a bank. We'll see if they got a parking spot near the bank. Not really, just this one lot in the center. So we'll go park there. We don't want to get our car impounded because we'll have to pay to get that out. But since we are going out and about, we'll bring ourselves a little bit of protection. Looks like everything we've got in the bank is already there. So that's good. That's public teleport. I don't want that. How about you? Alright, a gun store. That's cool. Let's see what they got for sale. Rapid heals guaranteed. To restore health. Didn't really want to talk to anybody there. Let's see what this person has for sale. Oh, cool. He's got parts. Not going to buy any spare parts here because we'll get those from the place that's near the planet where we're at. Let's keep looking around, see if there's some other stores. I kind of want to find a bar because then we can purchase more food. Bring that with us. The buildings really don't have any kind of set look to them with the exception of like the banks and the commodity centers like this one down here. Anything in the warehouse? Nothing in the warehouse. But you can tell where they've got different materials that are available for purchase. How much they're currently charging. Suppose if you were really doing this one right, you could build your own Excel spreadsheet of some sort. They really only have the one parking lot? It's awful. Oh, there we go, there's one. Okay, this looks like a bar. So we got the booths down there in the bottom. Absolutely, we're going to take that burger. That burger. I don't want to buy any of those components, so go back to the ship and drop off our burgers. Pick up a couple more. Put one in my face, two in my pockets. Also very important that you don't pass out anywhere, especially in public, which can happen. Now, if you let that rest get all the way down to zero, you'll just collapse of exhaustion wherever you are, because you'll tend to get mugged, which is fun for nobody. They take all your credits and whatever you have on your person. So that's 3 cities down, which means that the one all the way to the northeast is probably the one we're looking for. Okay. Tell me I gotta go all the way down here and up and around. Planet's terrible. That's also why it's important to find a ground scanner as early as possible. Of course, the only disadvantages with it are it's extremely expensive. And as a special component, it can be damaged. So you're going to basically want to make sure that you pull it out and plug it into your sensors and systems and things when you need it, and put it away in the storage locker when you don't. This looks like the colony. Yes, because it says phases remaining 9. Alright, so what they need are seeds and sprouts. Times 1. Come on, give me the ticker again. Grains and cereals. Fruit and veg times 1. Stock embryos times 1. Can keep things in the warehouse. Can bring things on the pod. But this colony is tiny because there's nobody living here yet. But we have found it. Which is good. Let's go ahead and, wrong mouse button. Let's go ahead and get back to the, let's get back to the ship. We'll get ourselves some repairs. And we'll be on the lookout for these kinds of materials that we can buy and sell. The thing is, though, we don't have anywhere near enough credits to purchase all of the things that this colony needs. Alright, is this the starport town? I don't think it is because it's way too close. Let's check out The old commodities vendor here. Grains and cereals, we need one of those. We do need fruits and veg. And grains and cereals. Let's go ahead and U-turn this bad boy around and we'll go drop these off at the colony. Cross those off the list. Delivery from the pod. Grains and cereals. Fruits and veg. So if I come through here, it should say need seeds and sprouts, stock embryos. Perfect. Welcome back from the ad break, folks. Again, we're starting off with Sundog the Frozen Legacy. You are just joining us there. Classic game time, some old school Atari ST games here. For those of you who have access to the Discord, if you do want to join me and talk about the game, hang out, that kind of thing, I'm always interested in that kind of deal. Let's go ahead and plop a message in there, let Gleam know, and she can get you up into the room while we're doing this. Overslept there. Now we're just trying to get back to the starport, which is, it should be that town. That looks huge. Oh, there's a commodities place there. Let's go see what we've got in its warehouse, if anything. Not every warehouse will have things for us, and it does kind of vary from game to game, which is the other high replay value there. Chronographs, CAD cams. Clothing. 2 different grades of clothing. 3 different grades of, clothing. Alright, so we got a bank. Got a few different places that could be stores, because we also need to pick up both food and a lot of our repair components that we're looking for. $83 credits on hand. So step 1, let's see which of these places is a store that ship components. Oh, that looks like an inn. I need that. This building, what are you? Okay, looks like a bar possibly. Yep. Stock our supply of food. Not going to do too much food because we do need some inventory space there to bring back all of the different supplies our ship needs. Which includes 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 total units. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have to eat one of these burgers. And there we go. I now have enough inventory space. I can pick up everything. Draw 15,000. Just not going to talk to that person because I don't want to get mugged for anything. This is a weapons store. Don't really need anything from that. What store is this one? This looks like a bar for sure. Got a little place up there for dancers and whatnot. Transport tube. What kind of store are you? So a bar. This one a bar too? Sure is. Good to know. Try that red claw-shaped building here in just a moment once I get myself into a parking spot. Yeah, that looks promising. Almost like an Amazon. There we go. That's what we're looking for. So we need 3 J-Junk modules. The initial damage to the ship, too, is also random. Which is one of the reasons why I went and looked at everything to see what all was busted. I've had some playthroughs where I've started off and have had okay, so I need a scanner, 2 photon bridges, and a cryofuse. I have to eat another burger. In fact, I'm going to eat another burger. Scanner. Photon bridge. And then one more photon bridge and a cryofuse. It's a hard word to say. Cryofuse. It's the last photon bridge. And the cryofuse. Okay, we got all our repair parts. Let's go back and fix up our ship. So these were all needed up here on top. That in there. Apparently didn't write that down right. Needed a second one, so we're going to have to go back and pick that up. We'll finish conducting repairs. Drives are fully repaired. I think I wrote down that I needed too many photon bridges. Something. Pilotage is good. Too many J-junk modules, that's what it was. I think. Let's get back in here. It's a quick way I can do this. Yep, too many J-junk modules. So the colony is this one way over here. All the way to the right. Good times. So we're just going to put that in there. Get our last cryofuse. And some burgers. And we'll be on our way. Okay. And let's go next door. I think this might maybe kind of sort of be a bar. Sure is. Maximize our trip here. Ourselves a burger. I don't have anything that I really want to buy. There we go. Chip's cooking. 100%. But what we need to do now is try and go elsewhere and see about picking up more of the things we need, like the seeds and sprouts and some stock embryos. We're not going to be able to do it from down here, so we're going to go ahead and lift off. A little bit better than trying to fly to an OM point in Star Citizen. But our drive does not allow us to utilize itself in the solar system safely. So we actually have to cruise out to one of the edges of the solar system, and then we can set our warp. I think we're going to go to this other system, new chute. Warp engines are charging for the trip. Okay, warp successfully completed. Go to planet new chute. It's close by. Now we're not hauling any cargo, so the likelihood of us being attacked by anybody is limited at best. But we do have lasers, cannons, and shields to keep us mostly safe. Going down to Kaladak. And we're here. Second verse, same as the first. We'll hop into our pod, take a quick look around. See what's what on the market. And if there's anything here for us. Scylla chips, seeds and sprouts. Hey, we need one of those. There's nothing in the warehouse for us. Seeds and sprouts for 2,000 credits. That's not the worst. And we'll store that in the pod. There is a bank here. There is a closer parking spot, so let's go ahead and tuck ourselves in there. Do have my gun on me and everything else just in case. And we'll see if there are... Oh, no, there's 3,000 credits here. Go ahead and clear out that bank account. Need some information. Pet pills, charmers, and other pharmaceuticals. I really don't need any of that kind of stuff. I'm actually a little more interested in seeing if any of these places know where I can purchase a ground scanner. Looks like there's just the one commodities place. Take a little nap inside the ship now that we're all docked together. We could visit these other towns, but again, that's not really something that I'm looking to do right this minute. I think what we're going to do is lift off, try and sublight our way to the other planet in the system. Planet Hell. It's lovely. See where this guy's at. Sublight engines have taken a hit. Guns have taken a hit as well. Still got the lasers though. We have arrived. There we go. Pilotage took a hit. You're gonna have to fix all of that. The hull didn't take any damage though, so that's okay. I'm gonna take a brief moment here, flip on over, and get Faye on up into the room. Howdy.
Howdy. Man, you really were in a fight with that line.
Yep.
This is an interesting looking one.
Yeah, this was actually FTL's first entry into gaming in general. Force shields, pilotage. Oh, I actually have a proper replacement part for that.
Holy moly.
Because I bought an extra. Like I totally planned on it. I'm going to go with that. That's going to be my answer there.
Get RSI on the line. Do they know about this? But this is very impressive for, is this just the Atari?
Yeah, this was on the Atari 520 and 1040 ST. Okay, that I can't actually use a shunt for. Damn. Neither one of those I can use a shunt for. I'm going to have to purchase 2 more control modules. Those are the expensive parts to replace. Yeah, this was, I think 1984 is when the Apple II GS version came out. And
Wow.
85 was the Atari ST version.
It's pretty impressive for what it is.
Yeah. There's multiple systems to look at. Elite, like the original Elite, has about the same in terms of overall systems that are available to go see. The banking system, the little stores, encounters with people on the street, some good, some bad. There's some folks that are going to mug you for your money. Seems to be a little bit higher chance of that as soon as you get done visiting a bank for some reason.
Hmm.
Very, very suspect there. Yeah, it's a gun store.
I can't imagine.
Oops. Let's see what that purple building has. Do 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 do. Oh, this might be where I can buy components. But no control modes, or nodes rather.
Interesting.
Need any of those other things. Oh, sucks to suck. Let's see if there's a commodities vendor here. Maybe another store. There's not just, the one store in town. Usually there's a few. There we go, commodities. Nothing in the warehouse for me. Furs and silks, 100 units available. Organics, 56 units available. And weapons. Gold. Yeah, the thing that really kind of kills me about this game, in a good way, is, stock embryos. That's the last item I needed. So we're going to buy one. Stock, ooh, that's, I don't know if I need high quality stock embryos though.
What were you saying?
Is that there's no like walkthrough that you can kind of find online to help you through it, because everything about this game is randomized every time you play.
Oh my God.
Like the condition of your ship when you first get it, it's never going to be good when you first get it. There's always going to be parts that are busted as hell. But what parts are busted and how expensive those parts are is entirely by chance. What goods are available for sale are entirely by chance in any given place. All right, That was the gun store. Which, you know, for 1985, it's basically working with, you know, its equivalent of Microsoft Excel spreadsheets and whatnot, and going, okay, do all of these things is what the value is. But even the availability of commodities, the price, the quality, which warehouses are storing cryogens, which are the cryogenically frozen colonists that you're trying to do all this work for. Because if you fulfill your uncle's last contract, you'll be a free man.
Oh. So
So,
that's kind of the that's kind of the crux. I like that.
yeah. You know, you were a enslaved glass miner. Your uncle died. He left you the ship, and basically it boiled down to, you know, if you fulfill this last little contract, then you can in fact keep the ship and set it about your life. But you don't have enough money to do all these things on your own, so you're going to have to trade. You know, actually buy and sell commodities other than the ones that you need to pick up for the colony. Um, in order to have enough money to buy the things that you need for the colony. And then some of the things you can't purchase for the colony, but they're stored in warehouses all over the damn system. And your uncle, in his fine wisdom, did not leave any notes as to where.
How fun.
So you get to kind of hop around the galaxy, search all these different towns, and hope for the best that you find what you're looking for. But we've got seeds and sprouts. I did not want to pick up the stock embryos because those were expensive. And that's right, I was going to go look for another store to see if they have control nodes. I may go ahead and pick those up just so I can finish off the current tier for the colony, because the colony will get a little bigger and they will have more things as it progresses.
That'll be set for that.
See how I'm looking on time here. Okay, no, we're doing all right. I want to try and give both the games for this evening on Classic Game Time a little bit of equal play there.
Yeah.
That's just a bar.
The Frozen Legacy, and suddenly I understand
Mm-hmm.
the name.
It all fits.
Wild.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and pick up the seeds and sprouts because I know if I go back to John, I can replace the components. And I'm going to have to go back there anyway.
I have to say, I was also very amused by the fact that you were fighting an Annihilator. I saw that and I was like,
Oh, thanks, Chief.
huh.
Appreciate that. Subscription from Chief. Well, see, this is better. It's D quality because it really doesn't matter what quality I'm bringing back. They didn't specify, and it's cheaper. It's 4,200 instead of 5,000. Into the box it goes.
Good to see you, Chief.
Now, the only downside to this damn little pod is it only holds 2 units of cargo, period. So you're never bringing back a whole bunch of stuff. But the colony, I've already delivered to it half of what it needs for this particular stage, so we now have the other half. As long as we can get back home with it. So I'm going to go ahead and actually save the memory snapshot because I can do those kinds of things. We're going to go ahead and charge our warp engines in advance and lift off. And unfortunately, we can't warp successfully while we're in system very well and has a high chance of failure. So we're going to have to run out to the edge of the system. From planet Sheol. That's probably closest. Definitely need a refuel once we land, but John is where we got most of our money, so we'll be able to do that fairly easily. So I hover over the tactical system. Yep. All right, let's see. He is somewhere over here. That's a TIE fighter this time.
Yeah, so it is.
Well, we're damaging him pretty well.
Just don't get cocky. Chief, if you enjoy that, boy howdy, will you like the mad science I'm trying to do? I'm, going ahead with that plan I mentioned.
All right. Now my problem is I don't have the gas, which might mean a reload so I can
Uh-oh.
Yep, we're out of gas. Keeping the shields up like that takes a lot of fuel, because that's how it goes about its business, as it were.
Incredibly lethal brutality is definitely one of the classics when it comes to these sorts of games.
Kind of is.
Something to be said for that, but good lord.
Mm-hmm. I suppose it doesn't help matters any that our sublight engines are kind of borked. All right, set warp. Or John. Give me the lift. Pirates and things will not deal with you at all if you don't have any cargo on board, because you're not worth their time.
Go figure.
But you know, if you've got cargo on board, it's almost like asking for it.
Of course.
Go half for 2/3 shields there. All right, bring that around. Comes. I'm also having to deal with the old Atari ST precision on the mouse.
Oh yeah, I'm sure that's helping a ton, right?
That got through the shields. Shields off. Haul ass back to John. I think at this point what I'll do is I'll deliver these things to John. As long as I get there. See what's broken on these systems. Okay. Actually, doesn't matter much because I don't have a control node. Oh, damn it. Here we go. It is possible to damage them enough that they will give up. Oh no, we're fighting you, you bastard. Go to hell. Sometimes they drop cargo too, so sometimes you can get freebies from doing things like that if you got an extra pod space available.
Oh, fun.
All right. Let's see what parts are broken. All right, so I need one control node, two control nodes, and a cryofuse. And let's go down here and see if any of the engines and flight systems were damaged. Three control. It's the most expensive part. Of course it is. Thankfully, that was kind of it. All right. Let's go fix our ship. How many credits do I actually have at hand? Because that's going to be the next important question. 9,000, that should be enough. Oh, my friend. I would like control node. Need more control node. Since enough people want to shoot me, I'm not going to go without the Stinger pistol in my shield. So I need one more. Oop, dropped my pencil. One more control node and a cryofuse. Oh no, playing something like this, I absolutely have to have the notepad and paper ready to go.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. Again, these were not the kind of games that did a lot for you.
Nope. And I have a love-hate relationship with that.
That is incredibly legitimate.
All right, let's see here. So I'm back on board the ship and nobody's going to shoot the hell out of me here. I'll go ahead and Put the stinger in the box and the shield. Okay, that was all that was busted there. That's fixed. That's fixed. All right. 4 Borgars. Let's get ourselves a quick little nap here, as repairing the ship is hard work. And we will go on a pod venture. Because the other thing too is there are high-tech components that you have to go to bars and ask people for information for. And in order to land anywhere on the planet, your ship needs to be equipped with a ground scanner, which basically you buy the part, you plug it into the ship's systems wherever the part is supposed to go. As it's going to
Ah,
replace one of those, like a control node or a cryofuse or something similar. And more or less, it's whatever the part kind of looks like. Like that's kind of your clue.
yeah.
So a ground scanner is most likely going to occupy a pilotage part for your scanners. You just drop it in there, and then you can land anywhere. The problem is that those systems tend to be extremely vulnerable to combat damage, and they are not cheap to replace. Like I think a ground scanner is like 25,000 credits or something like that. It's ridiculous how much it
Oof.
costs. But there comes a point where it's absolutely necessary because otherwise you're doing this kind of shit with the pod, which is time compressed. It's like my guy now needs to eat and sleep again. Which, it's not the worst thing. There's absolutely worse things you can do. However, there are some places that you can't get to because the city is, surrounded by water. Because the pod can't traverse water. That should be the
That would
quality.
make almost too much sense.
So a lot of those places are going to be where you find, frozen colonists tucked away. All right, delivery from pod, stock embryos. Delivery from pod, seeds and sprouts. All right, phase 1 complete. We got paid 7,400 credits and a bonus. Starting phase 2. I'll flip this on page over here. So we need 1 Suns, 2 cryogens, for the actual frozen colonists, so that's going to be a minute to go find. Woods and fibers times 1. Meats times 1. Herbs and spices times 1. And cryogens times 2. So that's what we need for the next phase. City got a little bigger. Not by much, but, some.
It's better than nothing.
Mm-hmm. But that's more or less the game. You got 9 phases like that you have to go through. And early on, like we just did, it's easy to do it with the starting cache without sourcing a bunch of stuff and, running all over the place, avoiding pirates where you can. And sometimes you can collect bounties off the pirates too. Like, not every one of them will do it, but if you kill one, and he pops like a Roman candle and it goes, oh, hey, look, he was wanted for this, that, or the other. You can get a bonus that way too.
Yeah, that's a lovely little bonus.
This guy really does feel like a 30-year-old bachelor. What do you got for food? Burgers and beer. Anything else? I wasn't aware I needed anything else. Oh, I overshot my town. Which means I get to go back. Yeah, if I had a ground scanner, this would have been a non-issue. It would have just landed directly at the colony, zipped out, here's your stuff, and then took off again. Instead, I'm having to do cross-country nonsense with this ATV. And I'm definitely going to need to buy more burgers because that's the last one that I had. But that can be a tomorrow pylon problem, as it were. So now that we're in phase 2, we're going to go back to the ship. We'll dock it all back together nice and pretty as a picture.
Hell yeah.
And then we will change the game. Starport should be up here. There it is. It's going to come up here to the pilot seat, double check everything. Hull's fixed, warp engines, everything's good to go. Fuel's at 100%. The colony is way the hell out over here. It's this town. But let's go ahead and save right on over that memory snapshot. And we're going to go ahead and fire up another fine FTL product here for the stream for the next part. I'm going to go ahead and update the stream information here. To their much more successful and the most highest grossing video game for the Atari ST, Dungeon Master, which for some of you, this might look extremely familiar. To other much more modern sorts of titles. If anyone's played things like Eye of the Beholder, The Bard's Tale, which The Bard's Tale is another one of my favorite games for the Atari. Or I'm talking about the Info Games one that was back in the 80s, not the one with Carrie Ewells and Tony Jay and a few other prominent voice actors and things like that in like 2004 or something. And more modern, the Legends of Grimrock series. All true inspiration from Dungeon Master.
That should be interesting.
So before we get started here with this one, quick little backstory behind the game, which you can find in the game's instruction manual. You are a wizard's apprentice, and your mentor, master, teacher, has basically said, inside this dungeon there holds the portraits of heroes frozen in time who have fallen victim to an evil mage. And this evil mage has the Staff of Chaos. So your entire tasking that you've got with it is to descend into all of the depths of this dungeon, defeat the wizard, take the Staff of Chaos, and bring it back to the entrance where you're going to give it to your wizard, your mentor.
Right.
The thing of it is that you're not actually making the trip directly. You are acting more like a spiritual guide. So, You are in the role of the player character spot, and you're choosing these extra people that have been frozen down here in time. The cover art on the box illustrates a handful of heroes and tells one of their stories. But basically, every person who is in these frozen portraits that we're going to see was once a hero that descended into this dungeon to do exactly this kind of task, but failed, and they died somewhere along the way. So now their portraits are in the Hall of Champions, and we're going down there, and we can wake up 4 of them to try to do this all over again.
Because it's bound to work this time.
Yeah, it just might. One of the alternate endings there for it is to go down and defeat the wizard, and then not take the staff with you. Come back to the entrance, and you'll come here to the entrance where the mentor's waiting there for. He's like, "Hey, did you bring back the staff?" And you're like, "No." And they're like, "Oh, cool, party killed."
Oh my god.
I'm not going to even bother with spoilers on that for like a 37-year-old game. I'm just not. You're going to have to live with that one. But this one was the best seller for the Atari ST because it made use of one of the things that the Atari ST did extremely well, like so much that many Euro bands and things use this for music production, and that is audio synthesis. Early MIDIs and things like that. There is positional and environmental audio within the game. Monsters will groan and make noise, and you'll hear doors open and close in the distance and things of that sort. So this game absolutely terrified the hell out of 4-year-old me until he got a little older with it. But yeah, the Atari ST, that was one of the things that it had over Commodore Amiga, which was kind of its direct competitor there at the time. Was the audio talents for the game. The Amiga had it in graphics, which why a lot of classic gaming, when you see them, they're usually like Commodore 64 or Commodore Amiga games and things that are played, or versions that are played. Those are also a little easier to find and come by. But yeah, so we got classic little thing, but we got no party. So there's no icons except to move. Right now we're just moving towards the Hall of Champions. Extremely linear. Hall of Champions, here we go. As we come in here, we got these portraits. And, we can see people there, and as we click on the portraits, we can revive folks. Let's go and click on Zed here. He's one of my favorites that I tend to bring around. Zed, Duke of Banville. So you have 2 options with these different folks. You can either resurrect them as they are. If you click on the eye symbol, you can see that this guy is a novice fighter, a novice ninja, a novice priest, and a novice wizard. Strength, dexterity, wisdom, vitality, anti-magic, anti-fire, and the gear that they've got on their person. But you have the option to resurrect them as they are. Or you can reincarnate them, name them yourselves, but they lose all of their skills. So from that point, you can kind of build them up as you like. One of the things that a lot of folks might recall with something like the Elder Scrolls franchise is you have to use skills to improve them. It is the same way here in Dungeon Master, where if you want to get better at doing wizard stuff, well, you're going to have to take your 10 mana points and try and fumble through spells and suck at it for a period of time. You might type the right spell icons into the spell interface, and in theory be able to cast the spell, but if it is outside of your character's talents and skill level, all it's going to do is increase your odds of that skill going up, and you're going to waste the mana. Actually going to look around to see if we can't find some journeyman folk. Elijah Leon, novice fighter, apprentice priest. Sira, child of nature. She's actually one of the ones that's mentioned in that opening story, the instruction manual. Novice priest and apprentice wizard. I think Alexander barbarian, forget his damn name, but we'll come across him. And some old dude. I think the barbarian's here. Yeah, it's the barbarian, man. Hulk the barbarian. Journeyman fighter. I don't think anybody has more than journeyman. That's the best one, so I think we're just going to go ahead and resurrect Hulk here first. We'll see what's this guy? Daru. A neophyte wizard and an apprentice fighter. He's also got 100 health, so there's that. Leaf the Valiant. Apprentice fighter, novice priest. CZ Johari. Kind of a dwarfish looking dude. Journeyman fighter. We'll think
I
about
do
him.
love all these little what's the word? Just little variations in all their looks.
Apprentice ninja, novice priest. I do trying. Okay, yeah, this guy. I think. No, I don't think Mophus was in the. No, it wasn't. It wasn't Mophus who was in the story, but he is a journeyman priest. So into the box you go, there, bud. Journeyman ninja. Oh, Sonya. I usually bring Sonya along because she's got a sword.
Ah, yes, the most important thing in the world. And sword.
Well, it's a good one. It's hard to find one of that quality right out the gate. Plus, redhead, and I may or may not have a type.
Oh, no.
He says having a type. That's Lynn
Shock.
Flass. Where is the good wizard? Zed. Ski Pants Man. Hawk the Fearless. Already got a priest, so pass on Hawk there. Horus, Wizard of Baldor. Nope. Got a rabbit's foot, though. So there's that. It's helpful. Nabby the Prophet. He was the one that was in the story. Also got nothing for gear. Not a whole lot of mana.
Oof.
Sorry, bud. Hissa Lizar of Mekan. Apprentice Fighter, Novice Ninja. Gothmog. Journeyman Wizard. Welcome to the team. Put Morphus back there.
Oh, I see.
The party arrangement actually matters.
Go right in.
Actually, we've got ourselves a good priest. We got ourselves one good fighter. There's Alexander. Got ourselves one good wizard, so I think we can go ahead and pick up another fighter. So I don't really want to grab like a hybrid or a ninja necessarily, because all that does is give me another person who can do hand-to-hand combat. Not that there's going to be a
I.
shortage of it, but somebody who can fight unarmed.
You want me to make everything about our mod list both worse and better in one single word?
Sure.
Battle mechs.
Great. It's going to make our Friday stream exceptional.
Something like that. Now we've
Now,
been doing good stuff.
since I've actually got people in the party now, if I run into walls, they will take damage.
Oh, that seems like a problem.
It's the lizard dude. It's Alex. Come on, Sonia, where you at? It's Lynn Flass. Was Hulk. Tiggy Tamal. I think her portrait was near Leaves. Maybe. Getting spun around and lost is just another facet of these kinds of games. There she is.
Part of the fun, right?
All right, Sonia, I got you up front. Morphus and Gothmog in the back. Good times. So now that we got all 4 of our people, we can go ahead and proceed onward with the dungeon as if things are going well.
You fake it till you make it. That said, it is a work night and it's starting to get up there for me, so I'm gonna hop out, but it was nice hanging for a bit. Good luck
Yeah.
with the dungeon delving.
There we go. Oh, there's the sound. Ratcheting gate. Food is a concern. Water is a concern. Characters can get poisoned. A lot of staples that you find in older games, or in other games rather. Have their start.
Peace out, my friend.
Take care.
Bye.
So we're going to scroll. Let's read it. Invoke full for a magic torch. Altar of Rebirth. So it's in this spot where you can bring new lives for old bones. You can resurrect people by sticking their skeleton bones inside that slot. But for now, we're going to keep on the first floor for a minute. So we can grab up all of the food we're going to be able to, or rather we're going to need as we progress. I believe that is it, so we can go ahead and head on down the next floor. So, just so I'm not doing things, because it does run the game in real time, we're going to go ahead and pause the simulation here for a minute, talk about some of these things around here. The first, across the top, obviously we have our status bar for each of our 4 party members. The order does matter, because if I'm fighting a creature, only the first 2 people can fight it if it's in front of me. But you'll see these portraits up in the top right-hand corner change facing if we get surrounded or have creatures that are in places where we're not paying attention. Also on the right, we have the spell casting area where we can type in the runes. The instruction manual has in it a list of what each rune means and mostly represents. Generally speaking, the listing is power of the spell is the first rune, what element is being used, and then whether or not you're doing something like putting it into a potion or casting an actual fireball, which is like the light spell, but with the added benefit of the rune that makes things go forward. So the spell casting system is interesting, and I want to say you can put up to 5 or 6 different runes. Don't quote me on that because it could be a little different than that. But you can put a handful of runes into the spell and, really kind of put some powerful magics downrange, which you'll need later in the game. Below that, we have the combat, or the melee combat, representing each of the 4 characters' weapons. This one I can't change the order of. It's basically whatever order you resurrected the companions in, but basically click on those, you can select weapon types, and then the movement keys, which you can also use up, down, left, right, and I have insert and home bound to the turn left and turn right. So let's go ahead and go down a bit. Obviously save game, sleep, because as you sleep you can recover magic points, fatigue, and hit points. It is very dark. Well, Ghostmog is our journeyman wizard here, so let's go ahead and put some spells downrange and bring up the light level a little bit. Which we did some, but not a whole lot. We'll go ahead and light a torch as well, and now it's as brightly illuminated as it was upstairs. Got a mummy. That could be problematic. Fight him the good way here. Just to say, using our environment. Come on, bud. Swing at him. Alright. So between using the door to crush him and taking a swing at him and throwing things at him, we got him killed. Alright, let's see what the scroll says. Small details can hide great rewards. We're actually going to hang on to this scroll, because you never know when you might need something to hold down a pressure plate. Let's see what we got in here. Oh, we got a falchion. We'll give that to Hulk. We'll hang on to that club, because again, you never know when you need something to throw at somebody. Yeah, if any of you played something like Legends of Grimrock, or its successor, or something like Dungeon Hack, or the Eye of the Beholder series, anything along those lines, they kind of have their origins in this game. No, it's possible. Liam said that she thinks she actually played this one at her best friend's house when she was little. Her dad had an old computer in the basement that they sometimes played on. Alright, so we got a door. Let's see if the key fits it, and it does not. Alright, we step forward and oops, that closed it. So we're going to come back. Puzzles. Game's got puzzles. A door, little peephole. If there's a creature on the other side, we might see him. That topaz key, however, does not work in that lock. You can hear the positional audio there with it and everything else. Tried that one. They really managed to push the Atari ST kind of up to its limits, which was an incredible thing to see at the time. How are we doing on water since we're standing in front of a fountain? Water bag will get you three taps, or it is empty. Okay, that opened that one up. Revealing another door with a key. I don't think we have another key between anybody just yet. But one of the other many features that you'll notice this game does not have, compared to similar games of the same type, oh, here we go, a switch, is an auto map feature. Now, thankfully, the game doesn't have like randomized dungeons or anything else along those lines. Leather boots. Anybody wandering around without boots? The mage. Have some boots. So, you know, over time and playthroughs and things, you could, in theory, map out by hand with some graph paper and whatnot where everything is. And it's probably the recommended way to go about playing it, but understand too that the game happens in real time. You know, so every time you're moving around, second for second, you know, there's creatures out there moving around doing their thing. Your characters are slowly getting more hungry. Your controller is, you know, dragging some of your characters into walls. You know, things like that. Okay, let's try this key out on this door and see if it works. Nope. The character name in orange more or less represents whose hand is currently out here on the screen. At the moment, I've got Sonia acting in the capacity as the party leader. Nope, that key does not work in that door either. Different game. So I suppose we'll try this one and see if this key works in this door. And it does. Got ourselves another torch, so when that one burns out, we'll have something to use. Got a new key, we'll let the mage hang on to that. Got a dagger, I'll put that in his quiver. Arrow, it'd be nice if we had a bow, but we don't. Elven doublet. Alright, Hulk. Put your shirt on. Okay, we got an ad break coming up here in about a minute or so. Keep navigating this dungeon with a little bit of care. All right, that worked. Falchion. Some more boots. Upgrade Sonya to some boots. There will come a point when I start tossing away some of that excess gear as we come across it. But since you can throw objects, you know, it becomes important now and then to hang on to some extra stuff in case you've got to, you know, touch a pressure plate that you can't reach because there's pits and things between you and it. Or maybe you're not certain where a teleportation wall takes you. You know, you could throw an item through it. And if you find that item later, you know, it's obviously kind of where it's going. Ooh, a screamer. Let's throw something at it. Hey, we killed it. But screamers drop screamer slices, which are edible. And because we put that in the quiver, Morphus there went ahead and automatically equipped himself with a fresh dagger from the quiver. Another key floating around? No. Another water fountain. And another gold key. One of the things that I don't believe the game does is multi-level puzzles. I think that might have been just a little too complex for the engine at the time. So you can be very confident. Ooh, okay. Fire outward, send it. Oops. Fire wings. Oh, he doesn't have the mana for it. There we go. Problem solved. Cup all our things here. And got ourselves another key. Got more screamers. Rothmog does not have. Does not have enough mana to cast a spell just yet, so we gotta wait on that to recover. More for some wizard training there. You can see the torch is starting to burn out a little bit. But like with this one, they give you an obvious rock. Because the pressure plate needs to have weight on it constantly. Whoa! That was the wrong spell. Mr. Mummy popping up out there was a little panic-filled moment. Step inside, take a ride. And teleported to a place. And then we teleport back with presumably the key for this place. Let's check on everybody. Get some food for folks. And this is a situation where we wanted to hang on to something because now we can get past the pit. Can't read the words because they disappear when we're not on the device. So let's see if we got something else that we don't mind not having. Like this scroll. This wall says nothing. Of course not. It's a wall. Got some screamers there. Chop worked out rather well. Sells another key. Nothing really in the way. Ow. Fine detail there. Trying to get Sonia there some experience as a priest. To maybe expand her mana level as she gets a little higher. We're still on, what, the second level? No, there's not really a whole lot happening outside of exploration. Oh boy. He says, right before having a bunch of things happen. But anyway, yeah, no, it keeps some of the tension level a little high as you're feeling around in the dark trying to figure out where things are. Sonia's actually not doing so hot for health, so we might actually take a moment, have ourselves a sleep. Casting VI into a flask creates a serum that heals wounds. Leather pants, there we go. Give those to Sonia. Casting VI Bro into a flask creates a serum for curing poison. Let's go ahead and get these over to Morphus there, since he's our resident priest. This is as good a place as any to take a nap. Do VI. Bro is that symbol there. It looks like the two arms embracing. Invoke the healing spells there. Hey, she got some health back. She's in much better shape now. Question is, can she do it? And the answer is no. Needs more practice. Fireball. Because you can, in fact, pair those in advance and save them. For now, let's go ahead and put the torch out. Get some rest. Torch is almost gone, but make some healing potions here. Ourselves another nap. Kind of wish I had a fourth flask so I could do a cure poison. And that torch is burned out. Hey, Sonia, practice your priestly magics. Okay, got another fancy teleportation block. I don't want to go through that one just yet. Maybe I do. Don't think there was anything else back this direction. No, there was. But I don't think we have key, and we don't. I think this is a lot of going back the way we came. Kind of want to make sure we didn't miss anything. All right, so we'll go back through the teleporter. Ram our heads into the wall a couple times. Close the pit, leave a valuable on the floor. Well, it just so happens we got this burned out torch. That would be perfect for just that kind of thing. Oh boy, a lot of mummies. Fireball. There we go. A little less spooky. Drink that. And you can cast a spell of some kind into it. Do that. Needs more practice with the pre-spell. Maybe next time, Sonia. And bro. Work on his magic replenishment there. Meantime, we're going to try and cast a more powerful fireball next time we can. What's that? Copper coin. Could be useful. By saying it's on the ground. This game, so of course it's going to be useful. There we go. Anti-venom potion. Torch. I think the next one I might play through because I can probably do it in one sitting. Is Police Quest. Come on, Screamers. You can run back. Step out into the hallway. This will only hurt a lot. Good news is, though, we are sitting kind of pretty on food at the moment. Since we're near a thing of water, top everybody else off. This fountain accepts one wish. So I think take this copper coin and... Aha! Hey, we got a potion. An empty flask, rather. Keep trying, Sonia. You'll get it. Doing all right. Just gotta gather up all of our things. Okay, so what the hell is a Mon potion? Nobody's seriously injured. I'm not gonna worry about drinking healing potions just yet. This level's kind of sprawly. Well, it's been a long minute since we've actually saved. Let's go ahead and make a new memory snapshot. Okay, so we got a handful of things. Best Ven will conjure a poison spell. Okay. Helpful info, but I'm interested in that flask. This magical box. Make the barbarian carry it. Another healing potion here. Actually, might make Sonya carry it because she's not carrying as much. That's a pretty good find. It looks like a mummy. It looks like a lot of mummies. No. Come on, somebody hit him. Or we'll throw things at him. Alright, got some injuries there. But thankfully, we repaired. Team, we got to get on board and get with the whole hitting targets with swing weapons at. I feel as if that's going to be a very important part of our winning strategy here. Since that is the way down, I think we will use this opportunity to power nap. And I think I'm going to save again. I'm going to try and drink that Mon potion. See what it does. Going to want at least a few of those healing potions. So Sonia's got one, Hulk's got one. Morphus will have two when all's said and done. I think I might actually make this one another anti-venom there for him. Take a nap there, bud. You gotta cast a spell that's got a third rune in it. It's gonna cost you a bunch. Can't quite do it yet. There we go. We got a couple anti-venoms, 3 healing potions, some of them dispersed to other party members. Top off everybody's food. And I think that's where I'm probably going to put this game down. At least for now. We're going to go ahead and pause that here. And I'm going to flip things over, do some closing remarks while we're on the subject and on the topics. Alright, so today we're wrapping up the classic game stream. Started at 9 p.m. Pacific. I usually run that until about 11:30 midnight my time. Really just kind of depends on how the game's going and how the chat's hitting it. So if you guys find something you're excited about, please by all means get engaged, get involved. It will keep me going. I love answering questions. I love talking gaming history. If you just want me to shut the hell up and watch the gameplay, you can tell me to do that too. I'm okay with that. Friday, we've got Arma 3. It's actually not going to be Antistasi this week. We're converting that over to a Liberation game, but Faye has put together one hell of a mod list for us, and we've made some changes, so it should be some near future type stuff, which will be good things to see. And that's going to start about 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And Saturday morning we play Flight Simulators, so it's Digital Combat Simulator, DCS, Saturday morning, starting at 9 a.m. Still working with the F-15E. Hands down my favorite aircraft there, but we are looking forward to when the F-4E is going to become available. So that's going to be a good thing to see. If you like what's going on, please follow. It helps. It really does. Subscribe if you feel that you can. I deeply appreciate all of that for, you know, what it does allow me to do in developing more and better things for the channel and purchasing new classic games and things of that sort to share with all of you. So if you do like what you see, like what you hear, and want to be, you know, more involved with that, please by all means. We'll also get you some subscriber level access on the Discord server, which could result in, you know, being able to more freely hang out with myself in voice, maybe, you know, do something other than stream time type stuff. If subscribing, however, is not your things, you can always buy me a coffee at coffee.com, Pilum J. Romar. I will actually use that money for coffee, so no irony there. I'm a huge coffee fan for that kind of thing, and definitely enjoy that. You can also catch the VODs of all the things that we've been doing and all the things that we've been watching, maybe find something new that you haven't seen before, or get reacquainted with something old, however that works out, over there on YouTube at Pilum Romar. We are in the holiday season, so, you know, if you've got some friends out there that could like some digital art, you know, some digital artists that are out there, Gleam Demon is one of them, Faye Foxen is the other, that I know personally that does this kind of stuff on commission from time to time and special requests, that kind of thing. But it's also very important in this winter time of year that you don't pay them an exposure, because nobody likes being left out in the cold. So pay them with money, pay the negotiated fees for whatever it is that you're looking to do for the art, because that's a skill that you're literally paying them for. So they deserve the money that they get. As far as other things that are coming up, Gleam Demon is streaming several times throughout the week. You can catch her on her channel at Gleam Demon. She does a lot of Warframe type stuff, plays a lot of role-playing game type stuff. I know she's got some Baldur's Gate 3 things that she's doing. There's also Notebook Dude. Notebook Dude does a lot of streaming and games and things like that. He's a friend of mine and puts on a decent show over there too, so if you can, stop on by and see what he's got going on. And outside of that, you know, that's really all I've got here for you for now, but we will be back again very soon. Depending upon how the week's looking, I might even stream a couple of extra times this week, but, you know, that's really kind of subject to how the day job treats me until such time that all you fine folk keep me going here where I don't need it, because, you know, that would be a pipe dream. But we'll see what happens. Good stuff. So we're going to close out as we usually do there. Always ask for consent. Communicate with your partner as best you can. Try genuinely be decent human beings. And we will see all of you fine folks later on. And take care. Be safe out there. Pile 'em out.